handmade dress. Today we're talking all things knitting, so if you're waiting for sewing, that'll be the next episode. Okay, so hi guys, it's been a little while since I seen you. I have been to Edinburgh and we had a great time, so I've got lots and lots of stash enhancement to show you. I've been doing lots and lots of knitting. I finished a garment, which is amazing, and yeah, there's lots to do, so let's get on with it. So first finished object isn't really a finished object, you've seen it before, but I just added my Pom Pom to my winter wonder hat, and I've been wearing it loads. This is the Toff Pom Pom that I bought at Unravelled. It's super fluffy. I make everybody go, squeeze it, quick, it's gorgeous, it feels so fluffy. It's quite a good representation. It's got a little bit wavy actually because we got caught in the rain in Edinburgh and the snow, so I wore it lots. So yeah, added a little pom-pom onto that one. That was my winter wonder hat. It's knit out of Malabrigo Arroyo. It was my first go at cables, so be kind. Okay, next one, a big one. You will have seen me start it, but I've managed to actually finish it in time for Edinburgh, which I'm thrilled about. And that was my Fern Feather by Jennifer Steingass. So you will have seen it when it was about there, and it's now finished. This is knit out of John Arbon DK. I can't remember the colourways, I will put them up on the screen. But it's lovely, I really love it. It's super soft. I'm pleased with my colourwork this time. It's not as tight as my Icelandic pullover, however it still is a little too tight for me and pulls across my chest a little, which means you don't see that I actually did do the last stitches, but they tend to pull inwards, so you don't tend to see those a little bit, which is sad, but it's still lovely and I love it. And I was thrilled because somebody approached me at EYF and was taking photos for Jennifer Steingass of all the people wearing her designs, because there was loads and loads of people wearing Jennifer Steingass jumpers and stuff. So yeah, really love it. Not much to say pattern wise, it was really easy. I loved the colour work. It was engaging enough that it kept me kind of like keep wanting to keep going. And then it was plain stockinette pretty much all the way down, just some decreases on sleeves, knitting the round top down. The only thing I will say is I wish I'd knit the sleeves longer, but I was in a rush and I did them to the length that they told me to do, and I thought that would be fine, and I will put it on in a minute so you can see. Yeah, they look pretty good, but when it's actually on me, they are more bracelet length. They're kind of here, which is fine. It doesn't matter, but I would have liked, I think I would get more wear out of it if the sleeves were longer. So I might go back maybe when I feel inclined. So yeah, it's really gorgeous. I really love this pattern. I will definitely be knitting loads of Jennifer Steingass patterns. I've got Telia, I've got, I think I bought Winfell, Arboreal, there's loads. But because she had a offer on, I don't know if it's still on, which was a 5 for 4 or a 4 for 3, something like that, on her patterns, and she's just brought out a new one, I think is Winfell. It's beautiful. So I'm really into yoke sweaters at the moment. I really love that they're stockinette. I don't need to think too much on the with lace and too many pearls or anything like that. It's quite mindless. So I'm really loving this jumper, and I will definitely be making more of her patterns. Okay, so here's Fern Feather on. I forgot to mention that I think I need a little bit more room in the armholes, partly because the yoke's so tight. But here it is. And I probably should have gone up a size. Yeah, there's the yoke. As you can see, you can't see the last stitch, as I was saying. But yes, I love it. And bracelet length sleeves. Love this pattern. So on to the next thing. When we were in Edinburgh, I wanted something to do, and we were like, what are we going to cast on, what's it going to happen, because I went with 2 of my friends, and we all decided hats would be a good plan. We decided this at 8 o'clock, and we meant to leave 6 o'clock in the morning to get to the plane. So I didn't really know what I wanted, and I had an old issue of Knitscene. I had an old issue of Knitscene that I'd purchased in the interweave sales ages ago, because there's a few things I wanted pattern wise, and one of them was a hat called a Brighton Hat, and so I cast that on and promptly decided that it was going to be way too big, so I recast it on the plane and started knitting the rib, and then by the end of Edinburgh we were delayed, our plane was delayed, so I managed to finish it. And here it is. So this is the Brighton Hat Knitscene. It's an old Knitscene. I will put it below because I can't remember which issue it is. It's lovely. It's just really simple colour work. Colour work on this side not so good because we were tired and I've pulled at it a little bit, but yeah, really simple hat, really nice. This is also the John Arbon, the same as I used for my Fern Feather, but here's the problem, guys. Ooh. Well, that's also a problem, but here's the main problem. My colour work is too tight. Ah! So I have to kind of pull it over my scalp in order for it to be... We were laughing calling it the chimney hat because it just looks silly, which is a shame because it's a nice pattern, but I definitely would make the bigger size and I would be looser on my colour work. The tension is probably a bit tighter than normal anyway because of the fact that we were on a flight and I was probably a little bit tense. So it's a shame, but not the end of the world. I could knit it again, it took me very little time. I really like the crown decreases. They're quite pretty. It comes out quite flat on the top, which is interesting. I think my colour work is just a bit too tight. I could definitely have cast on the larger size and still probably have had it too tight. But there we go, it's finished and I could always gift it. I've got one more FO, then I'll go into whips. But it's not really, excuse the rustling, technically it's a hoe, which I've never had before, which is exciting. I don't think I've shown you guys these, but they've been on my needles forever because I just literally pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. And they are the Everyday Socks by Voolenvine. So this is my first finished sock ever. And there it is. It's so pretty. This yarn is For the Love of Yarn, which I got at Unravelled. It's a silk blend. And I couldn't find the colourway. I've looked everywhere for the ball band and I can't find it. This is what it looks like in a skein, in a ball rather. It's really beautiful. I can't find it on their website either because they've got an Etsy shop. But sadly I can't find it, but the sheen from the silk is so pretty. So yeah, this is my first everyday sock. I did start knitting some in my Arroyo, and then I realised that the weight was wrong and that was a stupid idea. So I unravelled them all again, frogged it back, and chose this instead. So this has probably taken me weeks, but simply because I put it up, pick it up, put it down. I was a little confused on the heel. It's a short row heel, but you do your short rows and then you get to here, and then she has you do it, and I think she gets the rows wrong, so it's you need to be on the right side row and she tells you you're on the wrong side row. So I started to do that in the airport while we were in Edinburgh because I wanted to just turn the heel and get them finished, and I did it wrong. And I had my pearl bumps all along this side, and I was like, that's not right, and I'm too tired, I just can't right now. So I had to leave it for a little while to unpick back because I was in the middle of a short row as well, which confused the hell out of me. But once I'd realised that that's what it was, I'd turned it no problem. I remember doing that with my Arroyo pair as well, but I'd clicked quicker than I did this time. So I've left a note on my pattern now so don't forget. And then, yeah, it's just decreases down the side and toes. And I've done a Kitchener stitch. It's my first go, so it's alright. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either, so hopefully they'll hold up. But I've heard a couple of people say Kitchener takes a little bit of practice, so that's fine. And I cast on the other one. When did I cast on the other one? Yesterday, day before? Yesterday, I think it was. Oh no, it was the day before. So I cast on a couple of evenings ago, and I am here with my second one. I take it to work and pick it up and put it down when I can. So that should hopefully be finished really soon, because I'd really like my first pair of vanilla socks. Excuse the rustling. I'd really like my first pair of vanilla socks done, and then I can go on to some more exciting patterns. I really like the Clark socks. Can't remember who they're by. I've seen them on Hey Sister podcast and they're amazing. If you don't watch Hey Sister, you have to watch them because they are lovely, lovely, lovely girls and sisters, obviously. But the stuff they knit is right up my alley. Really kind of classy patterns. They pick amazing patterns. With them in mind, actually, I picked up another whip, which is the Dharma Cowl, and this is what I have so far. I did have more. I did have more than this. So this is knit in Quince & Co. Lark in the apricot colourway. I have this on here. Okay, so it's knit in Lark, Quince & Co. apricot colourway. Okay, this was a cardigan. I knit a Miette years ago and I shrunk it in the wash. I'm really sad about it. I'm still really sad about it, but I had 3 skeins left, so I decided a Dharma Cowl would be really cool. So I had a lot more than this. I'd got to the lace, but for some reason I'd ended up with decreases, and nobody really knows why I ended up with decreases. I've got a friend who's a maths teacher, and I got her to look at it because she knits as well, and she was like, I don't know what you've done. And then she watched me do a row, and I didn't decrease any at all. Really weird. I thought it was something to do with my yarn overs, doing them the wrong way round and not creating one, but apparently no, I was doing it right, and it's just a bit weird. So she ripped me back all the way to the start of the lace. So I've got a lot more to do, but I'm loving this pattern. It's really cool. I just can't maths. That's the problem. So I will try again. It's coming up to Easter holidays now, so I'm not at work, which is great for 2 weeks. So I can really get some work on this and hopefully finish something. I'd like to finish my socks first, but a Dharma Cowl. It's one of those cowls where they look like a shawl when they're wrapped around you, but obviously you don't have the bits that you have to wrap around at the ends. But it's very similar to a shawl construction until it gets to it gets long enough, and then you knit it in the round. So I'm looking forward to that, and that was one that Tabby from Hey Sister knit twice and it looked beautiful. She had it in a grey, but I really fancied like a mustardy colour because I wear this colour quite a lot. I've got a cardigan that I wear a lot, so I thought it goes with lots of things in my wardrobe. So that is my Adama cowl. Then I've got one more whip, and then we'll get into Edinburgh stash because there's quite a lot of it. Some not all. It's not all Edinburgh, to be fair. Some is just me being glutton. I just had to run and grab a skein so you could see the yarn. So, I saw Amy of Stranded Dye Works at Unravelled earlier on in the year, and I decided I wanted to buy some of her Castaway DK to make a jumper, and I decided on blue rinse. So I went there. You might have heard this story before, I can't remember if I told it in the last one. She had 4 skeins and I needed 5. And I think the lady in front of me might have picked up my 5th skein. Not very impressed. Anyway, by the by, she said, oh, that's okay, I'll dye up some for you, and I'll let you know and I'll put it in the shop for you when it's dyed up. So she did. And so I got my 5 skeins. I'm making the Rocquaine from Pom Pom. So it's from Pom Pom magazine. It's one of the earlier issues. It's one, in fact, that you have to get digitally. You can't get a print version anymore, because I waited for EYF so that I could buy the printed version, because I like having a printed version, but it's too old, so I had to get the digital version, which is fine. But the Rocquaine is kind of off the shoulder, quite slouchy, quite comfy, and I chose her Blue Rinse colourway, which is this, and it is gorgeous. I'm trying to see if it'll pick up properly. It looks a bit greyer than it is. It's kind of like a washed out indigo with some purples and splodges, and it's so pretty. There you go, that's a bit better. So yeah, so I have cast that on. First instructions: knit 8 inches of stockinette on a provisional cast on. To be fair, I've never done a provisional cast on, and it's provisional crochet cast on, and I hate crochet. Sorry, I do. I need to obviously learn to do it better, but it was fine. So there is a provisional cast on, and this is like 200 something stitches, so I wasn't best pleased I had to do that, but it's fine. It's because you have a split hem at the bottom. So at the moment I am not at 8 inches of stockinette. So that's my pickup put down at the moment, because it's just plain stockinette. And my friend had a go at it the other day, just so she was bored, she wanted something to do, so she did a little bit of stockinette for me. I will talk about my needles on this in a minute. No, Joe, I'm going to talk about them now. I bought these at EYF. They are lickers. So excited I managed to get some. They had single sets, so they were about £8, something like that, and a set of lickers is 122. So I really want to try them before I took the plunge. I've got Knit Pros. I hate them. They snap on me all the time. I've got, I don't know how many pairs of 4s and 3s I've got one of, because they've snapped on me. Even in my last row of my Icelandic sweater, my Knit Pros slapped on me. They're the Symphonies, and I've had them a long time. I paid about £70 for the set years ago, so I am in the market for new needles. I can really recommend the lickers. As you can see, I probably needed a longer loop for this, longer cable, but the fixed ones only seem to come in one cable. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know, because I could really do with a longer cable for this. But I don't want to stop knitting on these lickers, because they are so smooth. So sturdy as well. They're made from birch. I don't know if it will help really showing you that way. They're made from birch, and they're really solid, really smooth, and they are a joy to knit with. And I like metal needles, and I tend to work on metal needles a lot of the time, but I have a metal allergy to nickels and things like that. So I've noticed when I've been working on my socks, I've been getting itchy hands about here, and I've got a little bit of a itch there. So I think that's probably to do with the metal needles. So I'm probably better off with wooden, although I prefer using metal. So I'm really tempted to maybe ask some lickers for my birthday, because these needles are amazing, and I really would recommend them to anybody. Yeah, if I could have got a longer loop I would have, but I bought them from a yarn story. Yeah, I really love them, so I can definitely recommend those needles. That is the start of my Rocquaine. That is my last whip. It's not very exciting so far. It's just stockinette. It's okay. So now on to stash. So we went to EYF. We only arrived on the Friday morning, so we got a flight. I think our flight was 9 o'clock-ish, so we got in about lunchtime, got the tram to our Airbnb, which wasn't too far away. I mean, the Corn Exchange, I think it was maybe an hour on the bus, maybe not even that, but it was a while. So we were tired by the time we got there, and it had started to snow and it was really cold. So we took it easy on the Friday, and we didn't do very much. We did a little bit of wandering around, but we stayed in and had a takeaway. And then on the Saturday, that was our one day at EYF. So we were refreshed and we were ready, and we got there on time. We did have to queue because we didn't have tickets. We didn't manage to get any pre-sale tickets, which was fine. The queue wasn't that long. So we got in and it was a bit overwhelming, if I'm honest. It's not a huge room, but there's a lot crammed into the room. So you go up and down. So I was trying to be really proactive and be like, okay, well, we go down this one, and then we go down each one of the little aisles, and then we go down the next one and all the little aisles, so we don't miss anything. I thought that was logical. We still managed to miss stuff. And we had to go back round again, which was okay. But I would have liked to have hit La Bien Amie quicker, and there was a few others that we missed first time around. Walk, I didn't see at all, and I wish I'd seen them, so it was a bit sad. Same with Ching Fiber. I did see her though, in the end. So we wandered round, and we didn't buy to start with, but what we could have done with, I think, is 2 days, because I think you need to absorb it the first day, then come back with a better plan, because I was all over the place with my phone out, with a calculator, and I'd done a little spreadsheet on what jumpers I wanted to make, what clothes I wanted to make, what items I wanted to make, and I'd put the yardage, and I'd put the possible yarns I wanted. So that kind of got chucked out the window fairly quickly. A lot of the stuff I wanted was from Loop London, and they barely had anything, which I was sad about, because a lot of the yarns that I wanted I would have got at Loop, but I do have a voucher for Loop, so I might just do a quick London trip in and see them myself. But yeah, I was a little bit like, all my stuff was like, I'm going to Loop, I need to be at Loop, I need to be at Loop, but their booth wasn't huge, so she could only fit what she could fit. And so I didn't end up buying anything at Loop. Oh well. But I did manage to buy a few things from places I'd not seen before, but there was also things I would have liked to have got that I didn't, because I was like overwhelmed. And I was like, I will get it when I get home. So we decided that we'd do the day, buy what we wanted to buy, then go home to the Airbnb and do some online orders, which is what I did. So some things like Eden Cottage yarns I haven't actually received yet. I ordered them the Saturday of EYF, but they were obviously at EYF, so they didn't have time to get it all sorted. So I've ordered 2 sweaters quantity of theirs. I wish I'd got something at John Arbon, because their website is really hard to understand. And I want some grey DK from them. Because I really like my John Arbon jumper now. The only thing I would say about it though is I did wear it under lots of layers because it was freezing in Edinburgh, and I've already got a little bit of pilling. But it's merino, so I'm kind of thinking, well, that's okay. So on to stash. I'm trying to think whether it's better to do it by category, or is it better to do it by shop? I'm going to go category. So I'm going to go with books first. And by books, people say magazines, but I think of them as books. First one was a kit. Well, sort of a kit. I've never come across Sue Stratford, but she does toys and things like that, and she had loads of kits. But she had a jumper that I saw and I was like, oh my god, that jumper's amazing. And she was opposite Skein Queen. And I'm not normally like loving Skein Queen. Sometimes I do, but it's not my favourite one out of everybody in the hand dyeing world. And I saw the Volt sweater and I was like, I need that in my life. So she said to me, oh, we're selling little kits that go with it for the lightning bolt. This bit, the pink and the orange. And then you can buy the main colour from Skein Queen as well. I was like, okay, cool. So it was a £5 for the pattern, and I think it was 20 for this pattern. This is the minis that come with it. So this, well, not come with it. I think it was £19 for both. So you get a little mini of the orangey pinky colour, and you get a slightly bigger one of the main colour for the lightning bolt. So this is Volt Sweater Bundle Crush DK. So Skein Queen's Crush DK. It's really pretty. I decided that I wasn't going to splash out on the grey, Skein Queen's grey, because it's really expensive per skein. I'd need quite a lot of it, so I thought I'll get some John Arbon DK, because I could easily use probably, I'm gonna just hold my hat next to it so you get kind of some greyness. But yeah, I think they could work quite well. That's my John Arbon grey that I have, but there's a darker grey that I fancied using. So I wrote them down the numbers, but I haven't ordered it yet. So I bought the Volt Sweater pattern. It's really cool. I haven't actually flicked through. There's quite a lot of complicated charts and there's quite a lot of instructions, but that's fine. I really like the detail on the sleeves and the sides here. This kind of like asymmetric ribbing thing. I really like that. I thought it was a bit different. So I will definitely have that in my queue. First place we'd hit up, I'd already planned that I wanted those Pom Poms. So I had 3 Pom Pom magazines in mind that I wanted, and obviously they didn't have the one with the Rocquaine sweater in it. It doesn't exist anymore in print. So I got instead the Vivid Winter. Which date are you? This is 23. Okay, so this is Pom Pom 23, I think. Oh, my light's gone. That's better. Pom Pom 23, Vivid Winter. Okay, I really loved this one. There's loads in here that I love. I really want to make this hat. I think it's so cool. And yeah, so there was at least 4 or 5 patterns in here that I definitely wanted to make. And I want to have a go at brioche. And there's a brioche hat. So I was sold on that one. I'd planned to buy that before we went to Edinburgh. I would have got it unravelled, but I wasn't thinking ahead. And then I got the most recent issue, this one. So this is 24, and I need to make this jumper. It's on my list. And again, it was one of the books where there was loads and loads of really gorgeous patterns in, and I wanted 4 or 5. So if I want 4 or 5 things in, oh, that's worsted. I've been looking for a fingering weight cable hat. I just wondered whether that one was, but it wasn't. But there's 3 or 4 patterns in there that I like and I want to make. So that's my reasoning behind buying things, is if there's 3 or 4 things that I want in that magazine or pattern book, then I will get them. Oh, nearly lost one. These were expensive purchases. I got them from Isolde. I'd been looking for them all day and I finally found them in Isolde. I planned to buy them. They're £20, which I thought was really expensive, but they are literally the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and that is Lena 3 and 4. They are absolutely stunning. I love everything in each of the books. I sat and read it in our Airbnb. I just sat after we'd been to EYF, and I just sat there with a cup of tea on the sofa with a blanket, and I read through it. And I actually read all the way through 3, all the articles, all the poetry, all the beautiful things that they've got. Their photography is just stunning, and I want to make everything out of all of them. So I asked Isolde how to say it. She said Lena, so that's what I'm going with. I know there's lots of different ways, and I was calling it Lane because that's what I thought it said. But yeah, Lena. But there's so many things I want to make in these. Just seeing if I can find an example from 4. I love Magnolia. I love Luoto. Cable hat. Love that. That's the one on the front. But there were so many sweaters that I wanted, and I wanted Trista, which is a Jennifer Steingass. The Camellia by, no, it's called Magnolia by Camellia Fad. I really want to make this. There's a cowl going on at the moment, but I can't get any lamb's wool from her. Every time I look, it's sold out. Okay, so that was all the books that I bought. I'm calling them books, I know they're magazines, but I think they're beautiful and I think they count as books. So next thing then is the yarn. This is my bag that I got from Isolde because I spent quite a lot of money at Isolde. It says Woolen Books. It's really cute. So it's not full. I did order some other things after because I was, as I said, overwhelmed. So I got some Cumulus, which is mohair. I really want to try knitting with mohair. It's Fyberspates. I can't remember what stand I got it off of, I'm sorry. So I got the camel sort of colour and I got the grey colour. So the colourway for this is camel and the colourway for this is pearl. So I got one of each of those and they're really lovely and soft. I want to make some hats with some stranding, some mohair. So I just really fancied that, and they were two neutral colours that I thought I'd use. Then I also, on your solder stand, excuse the rustling. On your solder stand, I really wanted to try some Finullgarn. So I know it's Finullgarn PT2 now, but I got these two colours. So I got, I'm assuming it's 478. Okay, and it's this pinky colour. It's blowing out a little bit. It's sort of peachier than that, not quite as red. So I got one of those and I got this natural colour. I'll put it on the screen what the colourways are because I can't remember and I've lost the ball band for that already. I really fancied making some stranded colourwork mittens with this, but then I saw, is it called Taate Hat in the Pom Pom magazine? This one, Taate Beche. Excuse my French. So I've seen that and I kind of love it and I think that would be really nice. And I think it's in the right weight. So that might be one of those. But I got those two from your solder. I don't think I bought any more yarn from your solder. It was lovely to see her. She served me and it was like, yay, so exciting. And she had an amazing jumper on and it had like foxes on it. And I was like, you solder, what's that jumper? And she's like, it's not out yet. It's like, oh. But yeah, it was amazing. Then we hit up, as I said, it was a bit overwhelming. I didn't buy very much hand dye. I was hoping to buy lots of hand dye and I didn't, just because I was overwhelmed. Oh, the other thing I did buy from your solder was Tukuwool. So this is Taate is the colourway and this is 100% finished wool. It's fingering weight. I've got two. I might make a shawl. There's lots of shawls I quite liked, or I was intending to make a hat. But I've never used it before, Tukuwool, and I've seen lots of people rave about it, so I really fancied that. A lot of my things are pink. I don't know how that happened. I obviously just love pink, but it's coming into spring, so I figured, well, wearing pink is something that I do in the spring, so it's fine. And then we went to Blacker Yarns. There's not that much of this. Oh, it's the rusty bag. So this is the Falkland Island Wool DK, and I got two of the white, which I'm assuming is called white. Oh no, it's called Dusty Miller. Okay, so Dusty Miller is this one. It's just a white, very bright white. And then this was their lavender colour, and I wanted two of these, but they had one left, and I happened to find it in the wrong place. And so I asked, and they were like, no, sorry, we haven't got any more left for the show. I was like, oh. So I bought two white. So I'm going to make a colourwork hat. I was planning on diptyque, but I don't know if there's too much white and not enough blue for a hat. I don't know. Or that particular hat. So this one is lavender, and it's merino with Shetland, Blacker yarn, worsted weight. So those together are gorgeous, and I want to make a blue and white hat. As you can tell, my colours are blue and pink. As you can tell from pretty much everything that I pick up, pinks. They're just my colours that I love. Then my last purchase, see, fairly restrained. My last purchase from EYF, I'd not come across before and I will definitely buy in the future, and this is Moel yarns. And I think they are hand dyed. Yes, they are hand dyed in North Wales using natural dyes and botanical extracts. So this is their Welsh Mule. I think it's dyed with madder. It's so pretty. So this is a DK. It's Blueface Leicester and Welsh Hill breed. But yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's hand dyed. I'm sure it was madder. She said it was dyed with, naturally dyed. And I had to get the Veld lace, which is the kid silk mohair. It's lace weight. There is 420 metres of this one, and there is 200 metres of the DK. So I want to use those together, and I want to make the Kobook hat. So I've already bought it, Caitlin Hunter's Kobook hat. I'm desperate to make this hat, and this is the most expensive hat probably I will have ever made, because this is really, really expensive yarn, but it's beautiful. And this kid silk I couldn't put down. It was so soft, and they were lovely. The girl who, sorry I didn't catch your name, but the lady that served me was like, oh yay, I'm so excited you've bought some yarn. And I was like, I really like that when you've got somebody genuinely excited about their product. So they had some lotion bars as well, which were really, really gorgeous, but I was on the lookout for some wool wash and I didn't find any. So I very, very nearly bought some hand balm, but I had spent quite a lot of money by that point. So that was everything I bought at EYF. Not actually that terrible, I don't think. I could have bought lots and lots of hand dyed. Cosmic Strings was one of my highlights. A yarn story I bought my Licker needles at. I bought 2 sets. I bought a 3.5 and a 4, I think. Sorry if the filming stopped. My doorbell went with my Eden Cottage yarns. Hooray! Before I show you that though, I want to show you some stuff I got from Norah George, because I'm obsessed with Norah George. Have you ever watched her podcast? It's I'm going to butcher it. I'll put it down below. Norah George. Every time she puts stuff up, I'm like, I need that in my life. I've now done 2 orders with her in the last few weeks because I'm obsessed. And I also got my friends who we went to EYF. I also got them obsessed. So the first lot came because we were waiting for an update. We saw the update and we had to buy it. So I bought springy, quite springy ones. Tulip. So this is Norah George. This is the Gold Sparkle Merino Nylon Stellina. Don't know if you can see the Stellina. Not very easy to see, but the colours are just breathtaking. That purple with the stripes of pink. So cool. So I got that one, Tulip. Then I also picked up, sorry, rustly bag, Bill and Fleur Get Married. This is the MCN, 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And me and my friend got this one because we were like, oh my god, that Bill and Fleur. And it's out of my comfort zone a little bit. I wear lots of royal blue. I wear all these colours, just not together. So I think that would be really nice as like a single skein shawl. But it is stunning, and this merino cashmere is so unbelievably soft. So, so, so soft. And in fact would go quite nicely with what I'm wearing now. So that was one purchase from them. Then it was my friend's birthday the Wednesday after... It was my friend's birthday the Wednesday after EYF. And so when we were at EYF, there was another shop update with the EYF colourways that Tracy dyed up for Norah George. And one of them was called a Wee Dram. And I saw it and I was like, that's Emma all over. So I ordered her one. I ordered her another colour that she'd wanted. I can't remember what colourway. And I bought myself one. So this is a Wee Dram. This is on the Gold Sparkle sock as well. So Superwash Merino Nylon Stellina. Don't know if you can see the Stellina. Yes, you can. But it's not my normal colour, but I just loved it. I really, really loved it. And I think that would make an amazing cabley hat, which is what I've been looking for. In fingering weight yarn, it's quite difficult to find. But yes, this is a Wee Dram, so it was an EYF colourway. So that was all I had to show you. But now, ooh, camera wobble. But now, the doorbell's just gone, and I have some Eden Cottage yarns. So let's do an unboxing. Here it is. So there will be all kinds of rustling at the moment. So I've been waiting for this for quite a long time. Oh, look at the little bags, look. So they come in little paper bags. I'll try and keep everything else still. They come in these little paper bags. So cute. With a little cute sheepy. Ooh, it's exciting. So I know what I ordered, but trying to do it gently. Okay, so this is the alpaca silk, so 70% alpaca, 30% silk, and it's 200 meters, and the colourway is Blossom. This is their Askham 4-ply. Oh, guys, it's so soft, so soft, so pretty. So Askham Askham 4-ply. I hope I'm not butchering that. And yeah, baby alpaca and silk. So I have lots of these. I've literally bought 2 colourways. So I have 1, 2, and then I should have a whole one of these full of the same thing. Yeah. So this is enough to make the après sweater by Alicia Plummer. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I have 12 balls of that Askham 4-ply in alpaca silk. So cute, so good. Okay, then the next one that I ordered, oh, this is also gorgeous and is exactly the right colour. So this is the colourway Fuchsia. This is their 100% baby alpaca Whitfeld DK. And the colourway is Fuchsia. So it's blowing out a little bit. It's not quite as vibrant as that. It is vibrant, but not super, super vibrant. And I want to make the confectionery pullover, which is another Knitscene or interweave jumper. I'll put a picture in. But yes, oh my gosh, alpaca is the best. I love alpaca, love it. I know it grows, I know it's a little bit, you know, but here's their logo. And I think I also bought 12 of these because it was enough for what I needed. So that's the Whitfeld DK. I went to their booth and I loved it, and it was massive. And there was so much going on, and my friends both bought their bulky, chunky yarn, and one made a hat by the time we'd left. And I was just like, there's just too much. I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. I can't focus on what I need when. So I bought the Mill stuff before they uploaded everything from EYF that they still had. But I'm really happy with that. So they're 2 jumpers in my future. And now looking at this table, it looks like I bought a lot of yarn. Never mind. I won't be doing EYF for another year. I definitely think we'll go back. It was amazing. We didn't really get a chance to speak to anybody, and I think next year what we'll do is perhaps go earlier, get involved in all of the knit night and those kinds of things, because we weren't there on the Thursday, so we couldn't do any of those things. Yeah, we definitely get more involved and more like social, because we sort of stuck to our little group. But it was lovely seeing people and sort of spotting people. I'd waved at Amy from Stranded and Skein-Deer and stuff, but I've not had a chance to speak to them. But I imagine people got a bit sick of people jumping up at them as well, probably. Yeah, so that is my EYF in a nutshell. It's not a very small nutshell. It's quite a large, yarny nutshell. So yeah. So I will see you guys next time. I haven't done any sewing recently because it's all been yarn. That might change. It might not. Don't really know. So I just thought I'd hop on and show you what I bought. And I've been loving everybody else's podcast, and I will try and finish some stuff off for you next week. So you can find me on Instagram at @bbhandmaidedress. And you can find me on all the social media channels as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There will be lots more coming up soon. I'm going to try and film a few today as well. So if you see me in this outfit, you'll know why. Alright, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.